Been meaning to do this update post on the RV for almost a month now. I thought I'd have another video up about it in a week. Turns out it's a month. Got a lot of work done on the engine, transmission fluid change, oil and oil filter change, shocks, whole new brake systems. And that's about it so far. A little bit of work on the carburetor. I think that's where the main work needs to be done, is the carburetor. That's going to be happening very soon. And after that, I think I might, just for good measure, throw in a whole new exhaust and new fuel pumps, maybe a new alternator. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be done pretty quick. The real work that's been done so far is on the interior. If you remember, it was pretty plain white, and I planned on stripping that white paint down, hoping to have wood panel exposed. That worked on the kitchen, the little kitchenette area. Not so much anywhere else. I started to sand the paint off and realized it was an actual wood panel. It was just wallpaper, which if I'd done a little bit of research before doing, I would have figured out that that's pretty common in RVs, because the wood panel adds quite a bit of weight. Leave it to me to be excited and get ahead of myself and not do that. So I did a lot of that work for nothing, and then had to figure out what to do. Didn't want the white, couldn't do the wood panel. Didn't want to go get wood panels to add a whole bunch of weight and reduce the fuel efficiency. So decided to just paint, but not just paint. I wanted some flair, some design, and actually got a little bit of inspiration from one of the abandoned mansions that I've done on the channel. Once you see it, you'll have to let me know if you can tell. Give me that inspiration. It's coming along. It's a lot of work. Interior painting's almost done. Some designs to do. The bunk bed areas, I think we've decided to go with chalkboard paint and glow-in-the-dark paint. So that's still white. That and the front cab area are the only areas that are white anymore. And that's why I have the camera set up like this. I didn't want to give it away, because it's quite the color scheme. But I'm loving it so far. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think. The seats at the table, I'm going to stick with the floral 80s design. And with the paint, I wanted to go 80s colors. Went a nice bright orange. Left the wood panel in here. And if you remember, this cabinet went all the way across here. Cut that out. Well, half of it out. This side here that's left, that's where the battery bank from the solar system is going to go, the modem from Starlink. And then on this side, that's where the TV is going to be mounted. That way you can sit at the kitchen table and watch it, or from the top bunk, which, complete mess. This has been storage. You got solar panels, engine parts, just this, that, and the other thing up here. And then we combined that with a nice teal color. Did some designs on this door. On the teal door, going to do some orange designs, maybe some stripes going through. Haven't fully decided on that yet. As for the fridge, I really liked it as soon as I saw it. And then I started thinking about power consumption. This is a very old fridge, more than 40 years old. Thought, yeah, it might be a good idea to update it. And then, thankfully, I looked this one up before doing anything. This fridge is incredible. Even used in its state right now, this will sell for over $1,000. It's incredible. I saw that and I was like, what the heck? I'm not going to get rid of it. What makes it worth $1,000 used after 40 years? Well, it turns out these things are known to last up to 80 years. They're incredibly built, and there's a large demand for them. So yeah, it's staying. With that, I stained the bottom shelves. The door underneath will be stained as well. I have to put that back on. So we've got the stained shelves. Kind of goes with the fridge. And it kind of goes with what I wanted to accomplish. I want the bright, eccentric colors highlighted by the dark wood, the brown floral patterns, things like that, to still give it that 80s feel. Bunk beds are basically storage right now as well. I will be putting wood slats across that will be stained the same color as the shelves, along with the ladder. And here's how the kitchen turned out. This was a ton of work. But I love the results. And accented by the teal. I think it looks great personally. I love it. The blue, I still haven't decided what to do with that. If it's going to be left, I do kind of like how it looks, but it doesn't fit the aesthetic. So we're going to have to see about that. And what else is there? And you can see here with the teal, kind of brought it in through the kitchen, around the door, up to here, and then had the orange on that side on the arch. Eventually, after everything else is done, I'll be building a half wall by the passenger seat with a door that opens to get to the cab area. Be putting a new curtain system up. It will have 2 curtains on it, one just to close off the bed area, and then one that will come down and close off the cab area from the living compartment. Yeah, it's been a ton of work, and there's so much more. Probably next stage is going to be solar. I'm tired of working in here with no water and no hydro. Could have just hooked up a battery to the internal system, but it would have died pretty quick. So I'm going to get up on the roof probably in the next week or two, get those solar panels installed, get the battery bank installed in there. Yeah, keep going. The washroom, I don't know if I showed it in the last video. It is tiny. That toilet is tiny. I knew right away I didn't want to keep a 40-year-old used toilet. But when I sat down on top of it, yeah, it's not usable for me. So I've been looking at options there. I think my first idea was to knock part of this wall out into this closet, get rid of the closet. But there's a lot of vents and wiring in there. It's just not going to be possible. So I think I'm looking at just a taller toilet. Gonna have to see. I haven't gotten that far ahead yet. I've just been brainstorming. As well as the flooring, I don't know. That's something for the future. Yeah, that's the tour so far. You're all gonna have to let me know what you think of this color scheme. The orange with the teal, the designs in it with the wood accents. Same with these guys. I'm gonna leave them just again for that old 80s kind of brown orangish aesthetic. Those highlights. What an awesome project. Some of you in the comments on here, some on TikTok, some on Instagram, have all asked me about a GoFundMe or anything like that to help out with this. That's not my. I love the sentiment behind it, and I'm so very thankful. It's just not how I operate. It wouldn't sit well with me. Um, but it is. Why not start a membership program on the channel? That way, you guys can sign up. It helps me out with paying for all of this. It will help out for getting it around and doing everything with it, as well as the adventures. And you guys are getting something back for it. Some behind the scenes stuff, some extra adventures, things like that in the membership area. I'm going to have that set up by the time that this video's up. So if you do want to help out, that's probably the best way to do it. That way I think it's a mutual agreement. It's not just a donation or something like that. I don't know what it is. I've always been that way. Doesn't sit well with me. And I have been out to film a little bit. I haven't had the time to edit. I've been to a couple of cool locations, some abandonment, really cool historic building, some nature stuff. So there are videos there. I will be editing them as soon as I can. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being patient. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sweating buckets. It's so hot in here. We're supposed to get a thunderstorm, so I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you guys all enjoyed the color scheme we went with here. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any ideas on what would go good with this style, please let me know. And as always, I'll see you all in the next adventure.